Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my Week 7 previews and analysis. This video is for the game between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. This game will take place at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And this is the second time these two teams are playing in the first 7 weeks of the year here. The Jets dropped the game 13-10 in Foxborough in Week 2. Definitely a learning lesson for Geno Smith. I believe he had 2 or 3 interceptions in that game. Really the first of his not so good games that he's had here. He's had 3 of them mainly in the 3 losses. In New England, Tennessee, he was dreadful, and then last week, certainly versus Pittsburgh, he had his problems, specifically in the red zone, and that's where I worry about the Jets in this particular game. I think if the Jets can avoid getting down early, they'll have a chance to stay in the game longer. And what I mean by that is you can definitely run on this New England Patriots team, especially without Vince Wilfork in the middle. I think they'll be able to establish the run if they stick with it. Where I worry about Geno Smith is if they get down, or even if the game's a 3 or 4 point game. I look to something similar that happened in Week 2. And when Smith does not have weapons on the outside, remember he's without Kellen Winslow. Stephen Hill got banged up in last week's game. Santonio Holmes has been iffy every week. And other than that, the Jets really don't have significant weapons on the outside. And what happens as a result, Smith tries to force things and sometimes can get himself in trouble. But I think the Jets defense will do a pretty good job against Brady like they did in the first matchup. Certainly these receivers, I think, for New England are a lot farther along than they were in Week 2 against the Jets. But make no mistake about it, that Brady and his offense and his weapons are still very much a work in progress. I mean, he throws the touchdown with 5 seconds left last week versus the Saints, and that's what everyone remembers. But let's not forget, he was on the verge of going 2 full games without throwing a touchdown pass, and that's unheard of for Tom Brady. But when I like that the Patriots tried to run the ball more against the Saints, but look, no one's really had much success running the ball against the Jets, so I would sort of have to see that to believe that, where, what I mean by that is I don't look at the running attack of the Patriots as being the reason why they're going to beat the Jets. I think it's going to be classic Tom Brady, don't turn the ball over, take his chances when he needs to, and capitalize on some Jet mistakes on the defensive side of the ball. As far as the Jets go, again, I know Aqib Talib isn't playing for the Patriots, and I know they're banged up too. Maybe Amendola not being in, and who knows what's going on with Gronkowski. But I don't think this is a game where they're going to miss Talib that much because Talib's good at shutting out a team's best receiver, and the Jets don't really have that guy. So I don't know if the Jets can really exploit what ails the Patriots right now. And I know the Jets will be at home, and the crowd will be all revved up. But I think this, again, there's a lot to ask of Geno Smith with the lack of weapons around him to beat a guy like Brady, who's so seasoned in these type of games. And again, I think New England's offense is a lot better than it was in Week 2. Nowhere near where it needs to be, though, in my mind, for New England to be a Super Bowl contender. But hey, look, this should be an interesting game as it always is. I like New England -4.5 on the road against the Jets. Again, I think this will be a close game, but I think a Patriot touchdown at the end will widen it to about a 10 or 14 point win. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I preview and recap every game every week, and I'm always talking the news of the day in the NFL. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening, and have a great night.